Welcome everyone to the weekly Grape Finance AMA. As always, we have LB. Welcome, LB.
Hey guys, how you going? Good to be here.
Definitely good to be here for me as well. And we have Dave. Good morning, Dave. It's morning for you, right?
Yep, 10 a.m. So not 7 a.m., which was nice.
That
I'll
is
take it.
good. That is good.
Well, look,
Well, hope
I mean, I don't mind this time really. If it works for you, Nikki, I don't know. We'll see how we go, but
I don't I don't really mind it either. It's a good time for me. Like it's 4 in the afternoon. It's fine. So if this
yeah,
works for the US, it's just a bit late for the Aussies though. They'll be at midnight, right? You're at midnight.
yeah, midnight. But I don't know. I see some of the Aussies usually are pretty late. Um,
Late back, you mean?
yeah, laid back is. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, we can do this as a new standard, as far as I'm concerned. I'm fine with that. Um, yeah, will be a lot easier. Will you then be here more often, Dave?
Yes, absolutely. Even an hour like before this would even work if that helps Australians. Doesn't help Californians, I guess, but someone's got to eat it.
Someone's got to suffer.
Uh,
All right. Well, we don't have a lot of questions, but the questions we do have are quite lengthy. So, I mean, there's a
okay, yeah,
trade-off there.
nice.
Um, let's have a look. Um, so first, the Grape decided that they didn't want to ask their question after all. That's good. Then we go on to Munji. um, this is the first lengthy one. This is Munji saying, "Hello, Lord LB and Master Nikki. How are you, lovely gentlemen? I have a question for our Master Dev, you too, Nikki. As you know, I've been scrolling away my delicious grapes. For the most part, they're all getting looped into LP and grape nodes. First part to my question is, what are the best protocols outside Grape to park some of my grape? Magic, Walrus. I want to use some of my grape to earn some other quality project tokens. I would like to know your guys' picks there. Well, who wants to take that one?
Well, I don't know. I guess I'll start. I mean, it depends. You'd be best diversifying risk as well. Like tomb forks are pretty, I would say, very high risk uh, in DeFi. But obviously, that means there's high return possibility. That's how it works. So yeah, Magic and Walrus, they're partners of ours. They're good protocols run by good teams. Piggy's a good team as well. EMP's a really solid team. So you'd want to, as always, like the same as in business, in stocks and all that sort of stuff. You want to invest in teams that are good, that are that are willing to work, through a bear market and whatnot, and stay around and deliver stuff. So all of our partners are good in that regard. And that's the Toonfork sort of side. But I guess if you should always kind of would be good to like diversify risk as well and kind of go into maybe more of the I guess maybe the standard stuff. You can stake some things in big protocols like Aave or Benki for a very low return, but it's a lower risk. Um, and then you've got LPs like I mean the DAO is in the AVAX USDC pair on Trader Joe, which is then also staked in Vector. I think it's earning about like 30% APR, which you look at the Toonfork side, it's pretty much nothing. But this is something that is kind of it's a lower risk because it is just an LP of AVAX and USDC. So uh, I guess the answer is like you know focus on the team. Go to a find a good team. to diversify in. Like all of our partners are good teams, I think. That's why we're partners with them. But then obviously, put some funds aside into like lower risk stuff, like in maybe a big LP, like the blue chip LPs, you could say, and auto compound that, or in a lending protocol like Aave or something like that, where it's you single stake your stables even.
Yeah, that sounds about right. That's of course that's what you do, right? You set aside some of your returns so that you're whenever, for example, there's a dip in our tokens, then you can make use of it too, and you don't get hurt as much if you diversify. But then again, if there is a rise in our tokens, you won't profit. It's as simple as that. And I do agree on those things that you said are good things to stake it in. I was also thinking, because of this question, like you're squirreling around your grapes, right? So you have a lot of them and you don't necessarily want to sell all of them off. So what you could do, for example, if you have a grape MIM LP, you could simply break the LP and then put all of the grape side in nodes or whatever, if that's something that you'd like to do. So there's different ways of going about it without even needing to sell, which is just a bonus, I would say. Do you have any other ideas to add to that, Dave?
I mean, you guys covered it pretty good, but I think, if you are going about and sort of looking for other good teams, I think the best thing to do is park yourself in the Discord and sort of wait for times to get bad and see how they respond to that. If like all the mods and devs are suddenly quiet, when it's not going well, it's a really bad sign. But if there's if they're still in there, that's a really good sign, and you might want to start considering DCAing. I mean, if it's a good project, it's going to be around, so you're not going to like miss the wave. You don't need to rush into anything, especially if it turns out to be a good project.
Yeah. And we're also looking to a future of gathering people around us that we feel are to be trusted, right? So that could also be a way to go, but more on that later, I would say. All right. We move to the second part. I've also been squirreling like a good chipmunk some MIM, as I've taken some very small and safe profits with Grape so well above pack. All right, that's good. Nikki, like you, I'm a wine maxi, and I've twice now scooped wine at ridiculous prices on the two major crashes. Good man, well done. And we've had, and I'm looking forward to the next opportunity. Yeah, they're always scary, these opportunities, but they end up being opportunities, which is lovely and wonderful. But it's the brave who profit a lot, and apparently Mungie is part of the brave, and I love that. Yeah, it's good, right? Second question: where's the safest but best place to park my MIM that's easy to access and earning yield? Well, this kind of has been answered, right? So move on. Love you, boys. Well, obviously love you too, Mungie. Great. We move on to Yelcrap, and it says, is there a way to track node payout progress using my Grape nodes as an example? I initially bought a single Grape node over 2 months ago, and over time I have compounded and bought more nodes, sitting at 78 currently. Nice number, good. In that time, I've claimed and compounded 32 nodes worth of Grape, with none of my nodes falling off. I had initially thought nodes would drop off after claiming 250 Grape worth, but I think I now understand how they actually work after thinking it through. So that first node is still printing Grape 2 months later, and I could guesstimate further to get an idea of how much it has paid out, when it would stop printing. Based on APR rates, we can, of course, get an idea of when nodes will drop off. There's a lot of text here, crap. over 300 days. But I was wondering if there's a way for me to actually see how much my individual nodes have printed, especially with the fluctuating APR rates and varying between the different types of nodes. Right. There's a bit more there. Planning a year seems crazy. Yeah. Oh yeah. That's about wine. So that's a different question. So, if you followed all of that, LP, would you get her answered?
Well, I guess I mean, simple terms. Uh, technically each node just adds to your maximum possible payout, and so you will earn based on that, essentially. So technically, I mean, each node would technically, you could say that it ends, but in saying that, it also doesn't end. It just adds, like, each other node that you add on adds to your max possible payout. So it's technically not like each individual node ending per se. Maybe a technical factor. So I guess if we were going to have, like, you would keep track of that by showing how much you've claimed, as in that's shown on the dashboard there, how much you've claimed, and then how much is your max possible payout. And then, once that reaches, then all the nodes are dead. So that's kind of I guess how you can track that, because otherwise, if we had each individual node, which I don't think you can really do, because the contract doesn't really keep track of each individual node's life. It would also be kind of, say, if someone has like 1,000 nodes, which some people do, there'd be a lot to display on the page for them.
Oh yeah. The thing is, probably it would this would be possible. Like the individual tracking nodes would be possible if we'd have NFT as nodes, right? Something like that. Then it would be something. Then it would be individual nodes that would be paying out. But we obviously didn't go for that because that's a hassle. And now
it's a
we
different.
yes, essentially we just have a pool that is your nodes. And this pool
Yeah.
is just increasing, right? But everything is still tracked. Yeah.
I just did some sloppy math on a single Grape node at like 1.75% a day for these 2 months, and you'd be at 52.5 Grape. So you would just have now, if that was the average APY return per day, you would just now about get your return on token. So that first nodes you made still have quite a ways to go before they cancel out.
Yeah. But essentially it's just, the more you add to it, the longer it'll go. That's kind of what's happening there. All right. I think we've answered that quite clearly. Then we move on to the second part of your Grape, saying planning a year out seems crazy in DeFi, but I see GrapeFi sticking around for a long time here. So do we, and we're really hoping for it. Now we're really working towards it. That's actually it. Like this also greatly affects wine nodes when we hit the limited supply. If wine stops printing in January timeframe, in January, wine nodes will not fully pay out unless the APR goes through the roof. I'm trying to shift focus to wine, so this is a big factor to consider. Right, we have had talks about this, right? Do you want to take it on, LB, or should?
Yeah, sure. I mean, technically, the wine nodes aren't paying from wine emissions. The wine emissions are all going to the vineyard, which is this. So end of January, the LPs and the pools in the vineyard will stop earning. So from there, we'll make another incentive for those pools. Either through we're already building protocol liquidity anyway, to lessen how much we have to incentivize it. But that's the wine emissions. The nodes, the nodes are a separate thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Because your first sentence was the nodes are paid by the wine emissions, but that's not it, right? The LP pools are granted
Did I
wine
say
emissions.
that? I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Well,
look, maybe I was supposed to say aren't.
oh, right,
Yeah,
aren't.
they're
Maybe I misheard.
they're not. Yeah. So the nodes are not paid through the wine emissions. The vineyard APRs are paid through the wine emissions. The nodes are paid through the node pool, which is through node creation. So it works the same as the Grape nodes and the LP nodes. You create nodes, and then that pays the nodes. That goes to the node pool, and then that drips out to the rest of the nodes. And then there's a treasury cut, and then there's the NFT cut of that. And then we can manage those APRs. We can manage top of the pool balance if needed, and manage the drip rate and that sort of stuff. But the nodes themselves will pay out as long as nodes are being created, essentially. So they're not really based on any sort of emission from any contract. It's a separate thing.
Yeah, this is something I think we will have to keep on explaining for a few AMAs yet, but it's good to ask it because it's better to repeat it than not know it. Definitely good question. Operators answering some stuff also says that Yield Yak might have some faults for MIM, which can give like 10%. Operator is asking if Frozen Walrus and Grape were ever to merge, what would be the name of the new protocol? Frozen Grape, Wine Walrus. I think it would be Ice Wine Operator. I don't know, man. I don't think that's gonna happen. Okay. Monty 1708. Please chat in the AMA live chat, guys. But Monty 1708 goes like, are we going to be able to have all of the remaining goals for Q2? Thanks for all of your hard work. You're doing an amazing job. Yeah, there's only about 19 more days or so in this month.
Yeah, there's a couple things still to do. Yeah, I mean, we will see how we go with the lending system because that we kind of actually want to make that done properly. But we also want to launch that nicely with a lot of hype on partners, which will come down to possibly integrating it with LC and that launch to combine their partners on the platform. But
LC being liquid capital, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that might be, that's kind of like what we're thinking to maximize the launch for that. But the game will likely release on the end of the quarter, and that should go ahead of schedule. And then the lending system probably, it's not gonna, it won't be delayed. Really, it'll just be like when LC is ready, we're likely going to launch that together. So Q2 plus maybe like a week.
So a little delay. We're almost making it, right?
But there's quite a lot of things going on, right? And
yeah, definitely.
I mean, that's a pretty,
and that's also what happens when you're dealing with partners, right? You can't always keep to your own schedule. You just need to work with whomever you're working with, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we've still released quite a lot of things that weren't even on the roadmap. Okay,
that's true. Hey, it's not criticism, right? It's just a question.
We've made it hard on ourselves.
All right. thanks for all of your hard work. You're doing an amazing job. See, it's not criticism at all. Let's move on. Operator says, what would happen theoretically if someone theoretically found a major vulnerability inside the Grape Finance Grape MIM SW node smart contracts, enabling the stealing of all user funds theoretically? Well, if that were the case, operator, it would be, stolen. Right? That's what would happen. No, right. So, but hey, if you see anything, let us know, right?
Yeah.
Max, by the way, I don't think there's a major vulnerability there. Max 180 years says, can we orchestrate an attack on the bot, ruining the fun in Gladiators KOC Grape Tournament? Andy Toomp and myself took him for a fair few grape last night, but he's restocked and we don't want to have that fight again on our own. All right, so there's a bot, like, okay, that's annoying. Yeah, I don't know. Can we orchestrate an attack on that? I wasn't
Yeah, we're
in the
gonna have
tournament.
We
to.
have to fight with a bot.
Yeah, we have to fund. Exactly.
You have to-
Buy our own bot. Oh, you build our own bot and then have that used for the.
Yeah. I might have to
But
sort that out and stock it up.
yeah,
Maybe
Drain him.
a community funded bot where if the bot wins, it divvies up sort of like an office lottery pool.
yeah.
Well, if
It's kind of
it's the DAO bot, yeah.
It's kind of sad though, right? That these things that are actually kind of fun are getting taken away by bots or people building bots for them. I mean, I get it. You can make money off of it, but you can make money in so many ways. Why take away people's fun, right? Just sad.
Yeah. I mean, it's like 1,000 grape. I mean, come on, man.
Yeah. You can like it people who can build bots can probably do better than that. Yeah, right. Not that 1,000 grapes, not. Hey, I see something. Oh, right. Um, right. Then that is sort of the end of the questions. I think. Yeah, that's quick. Oh, wait. Someone is. Can I offer my bot making skills to beat that bot every time it gets in? Right. Right. Well, you orchestrate that, operator. You go for it. So
Yeah, do
now
it.
that we.
The DAO will fund it. Fund the
Yeah,
grape. Is it only on the grape one or is it on the wine one too?
I don't know. I don't know. They didn't say. Yeah, it's a bit annoying though. Anyway, any things that we need to add to this AMA? Like, do we have any announcement things that we want to say? Because you had just written an announcement, right? If you've already posted it, I see.
Yeah, we did an airdrop, 20,000 grapes, 25 wine. There's still a bit, in the reward pool as normal. We'll drip that out as we go along. But yeah, we're going to because the wine nodes are now roughly 3 times the price they were when we started. I think when I launched the nodes in general, I was kind of aiming for a $50 price of the nodes, and Grape sure is a little bit more expensive than $1 now, but it's still not like 3 times the price like wine is compared to when it was then. So we are going to increase the number of tickets for the airdrops, the NFT reward pool airdrops, for the wine nodes to 3. So each wine node gives you 3 tickets now for the next airdrop. For the foreseeable future, we'll see how we go, but we'll update the calculator on the homepage as well with that. And yeah, so the wine noders have a little bonus. It kind of makes it a little bit more fair, I guess, because it's in line with the price of the price difference.
Yeah.
between the nodes. So yeah.
Yeah, it's good to have this. This was actually community suggestion. I forgot who suggested it, but I think it was a good one. You know, it kind of it was clear that the Y node creation was trailing off, and this might not have been the primary reason, but this was a thing that was going on. So right now, if you make Y nodes again, you have a fairer share of the airdrops, which is awesome, cool, most definitely. Do we have anything else to announce or to say? Or Dave, do you have anything beautiful to add to this
I
wonderful morning of
did.
yours?
I did send LB some shirt designs
Oh
for
yeah.
the merch store. I'm probably going to be doing at least another eight or nine, and then
Nice.
we'll get those coordinated with. I think Jack Winemaster runs the store, right? Someone does.
Awesome.
Uh,
I ordered
JC.
shirts, but they haven't
JC, yep,
really. I ordered some shirts, but they haven't really arrived yet. It's about 2 weeks
Mm,
ago. Shame. But cool,
yeah.
man.
I'll
More
look into
shirts. I
that
like that.
actually.
Yeah. Yeah, might be good. I'll send you. I'll send you a message when. This is not for the AMA. Anyway, when I get them, I will wear them for the AMA. All right, I will wear proudly my grape outfit. Anyway, yeah, I guess this was it. It was a short one. There wasn't a lot to talk about. But that happens. Next week, we'll be open for more questions, and see you around, guys. Like, thank you for the AMA.
Yeah. Thanks for joining.
Yeah, thanks everyone for the questions. Dave? Adios.
See ya.
Bye bye.